Last night, everything felt normal until it didn't. You stepped outside, maybe just for a moment, maybe without even thinking, and that's when you noticed it. A bird, not moving, not calling, just there, watching. The silence around it felt different, not peaceful, not empty, but waiting. And somehow you knew something wasn't right. Because here's what most people don't realize: when birds suddenly appear in silence, it's rarely random. It's not just nature doing its thing, it's a shift, a signal, something subtle changing beneath the surface of your world before you even notice it yourself. And the strange part? You've probably experienced it before, but never paid attention. The first thing to understand is how unusual silence actually is. Birds are almost always making noise. Even when you don't notice it, they're communicating, warning, navigating. So when that sound disappears, or when a bird is present but completely still, it creates a kind of sensory gap. Your brain picks up on it instantly. That quiet triggers alertness. It's an ancient survival response. Because in nature, silence doesn't mean calm. It means something has interrupted the normal flow, something unseen. But that's not the real reason it feels so unsettling. The second layer is timing. These moments never seem to happen randomly. It's often when you're alone, when your thoughts are already drifting, when you're in between decisions, or just coming out of a stressful situation. That's when the bird appears, silent, still, almost out of place, and your mind connects it to your internal state. It feels like a reflection, like something outside is mirroring something inside. This is where it gets interesting, because psychologically, humans are wired to assign meaning to patterns, especially unusual ones. When something breaks expectation like a silent bird, where there should be sound, your brain starts searching for explanations. Not logical ones at first, emotional ones, symbolic ones. It asks questions like, why now? Why here? And that question alone creates tension. The third point is awareness. Most people move through their day on autopilot, but moments like this, they pull you out of it. Suddenly, you're present, fully aware. You notice the air, the stillness, the space around you, and that awareness can feel uncomfortable because it forces you to confront thoughts you've been avoiding. The bird didn't create that feeling, it revealed it. But here's where it gets deeper. The fourth thing most people miss is how animals react to environmental shifts long before humans do. Changes in pressure, sound frequencies, subtle disturbances. Birds, especially, are incredibly sensitive. When they go silent or behave unusually, it can mean something in the environment has shifted. Not always something dramatic, but enough to disrupt their normal rhythm. And even if you can't consciously detect it, your body might still sense it. That's why it feels like a warning, even when you don't know what you're being warned about. The fifth point is repetition. Maybe it didn't happen just once. Maybe you've noticed this pattern before. A quiet moment, a bird appearing, a strange stillness, and then later, something changes. Maybe a conversation, a decision, a realization. Your brain starts linking these events together. It builds a connection. So the next time it happens, the feeling is stronger, more intense, because now it carries memory. But that's not the real reason it stays with you. The sixth layer is emotional projection. Humans tend to project their feelings onto neutral things. A silent bird becomes more than just a bird. It becomes a symbol of waiting, of watching, of something unresolved. And because it doesn't move or react, it feels intentional, almost like it's there for you, even though logically you know it isn't. Still, the feeling doesn't go away. The seventh point is anticipation. Silence creates space, and in that space your mind fills in possibilities, not always positive ones. It starts imagining what could happen next. That's why these moments feel heavier than they should. It's not the bird itself, it's what your mind builds around it. The unknown, the something is about to happen feeling. And sometimes something does. The eighth thing to consider is how these moments interrupt routine. You weren't expecting it. It wasn't part of your plan. And because of that, it stands out. It becomes a marker in your memory. A before and after. You remember where you were, what you felt, what happened next. And over time, it starts to feel significant, like a turning point. even if it wasn't one at the time. This is where it becomes personal. Because the ninth point isn't about the bird at all. It's about you. These moments force you to pause, to reflect, to notice things you usually ignore. And in that pause, you might realize something about your life, your direction, your choices. The silence isn't just outside, it's inside. And maybe for a second, everything aligns in a way that feels almost too precise. But here's the part most people never talk about. The vital point is perception. What you experience in that moment is real, but the meaning you assign to it is yours, completely yours. The bird doesn't know your thoughts. The silence doesn't carry intention. But your mind, your awareness, turns it into something meaningful, something memorable, something that lingers. And that's why it stays with you long after the moment is gone. Because even now, you can probably remember a time like this. A quiet moment, a still bird, a strange feeling you couldn't explain. And maybe nothing happened right after, or maybe something did, but either way, it felt important. And that feeling, that subtle shift, is what makes these moments so powerful. So the next time it happens, when everything goes quiet and a bird appears without a sound, don't ignore it. Not because it's a warning, not because something bad is coming, but because it's a rare moment of awareness, a break in the noise, a chance to notice something deeper within yourself. Because sometimes the world doesn't change all at once. Sometimes it starts with silence, and you just happen to be there when it begins.